What's up, world? It's your girl, Sporty Shorty.
Yo, what's up, bro? It's your boy Jay Smiley.
Happy New Year, you all. 2025 is here. We are back and we are kicking it off with a bang. Before I start, I do want to shout out my guy, Jordan Anderson, for sending me some merch. Sincerely yours. I will be linking it down below so you all can go out and get yours today. But before we get into the video, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Smiley, what we talking about today?
It's only right that we talk about them, about the Ohio State Buckeyes. We played against Texas yesterday. It was definitely a battle for sure. I'm really, really excited to talk about it. I'm really excited to give my perspective on it as a true diehard Ohio State Buckeyes fan. Born and raised in Columbus, Ohio, so I definitely bleed scarlet and gray. So,
as y'all see, Ohio State fans are long-winded. So without further ado, let's get into the video. As you all know, I am Alabama Roll Tide all day long. So we're going to talk about these overrated Ohio State Buckeyes. But first, I want to know what made you an Ohio State fan.
That's a great question. Growing up, like I said, growing up in Columbus, Ohio, it was a tradition. Every Saturday, it was wake up, clean, watch Soul Train, go to rallies, get the lunch or dinner, whatever it was, whatever time the game was, and we watching Ohio State on the big screen. And that's one of my fond memories with my family. So it was just embedded in me. It's like a religion in a sense. Saturdays in Columbus are Buckeyes. All you see is scarlet and gray. So it's in my heart. Not gonna lie to you, it's in my heart.
I feel you. Now you got an excuse because you from there. For the rest of y'all bandwagon Ohio State fans, I mean, I don't understand it. I don't get it. But we're gonna talk about it. So we just gonna get straight to the nitty gritty. This is my problem. I feel like the Big Ten conference is a Rudy Poo conference. I feel like it's not tough at all. Y'all don't play anybody. The hardest opponent y'all have is Michigan. Would you agree, or would you say y'all conference all right?
I would say the Big Ten conference is on the upward trend of becoming one of the more powerhouse football conferences for sure. I will say in past years, I've personally felt that the Big Ten Conference, was lopsided between the Eastern Conference and Eastern Division, Western Division. I just always felt like it was always lopsided, and it always came down to that Ohio State-Michigan game on who was going to be playing for the Big Ten championship against Nebraska or Iowa or Northwestern or somebody. So from that standpoint, yes, in past years, I've always felt that it was always lopsided. I've also felt like the Big Ten always got robbed when it came to bowl games in past years. But no, we are definitely on an upward trend of becoming one of the more powerhouse football conferences with Ohio State, Michigan. You got Penn State. Nebraska had the number one quarterback in the nation coming out of high school, and then the additions of the USCs, the Oregons. I mean, it just makes us, one of the more powerhouse schools, or one of the powerhouse conferences.
Now, when you say y'all got played in the bowl games, what do you mean by that?
So for me, growing up as a Buckeye fan, we always wanted to see the Buckeyes in the Rose. Back when bowl games truly meant something, it was six bowl games, if that, maybe 7, and they were all like, you didn't have the GoDaddy Bowl, you didn't have the Taco Bell Bowl, you didn't have the Walk Your Dog Bowl. It wasn't none of that. So growing up in Columbus, we always wanted to see the Buckeyes in the Rose. We hardly played in the Rose Bowl. Hardly. Growing up, I can't tell you how many times we played in the Rose Bowl that I truly remember. So that's what I mean as far as we always got played in the bowl.
Mm-hmm. See, my thing is with Ohio State, every year y'all come out claiming to be the best team in the nation, but y'all don't play anybody. So, I got a lot of Ohio State fans coming at me right now because I said y'all the most overrated team in college football. I feel like when y'all play SEC, y'all get exposed. So the ranking is 1-13. It's 2-13 now.
I have to disagree. Ohio State, and this is a fact, Ohio State has the greatest football program in history. That is a known fact.
By who?
Football is just a known fact. You can look it up. You can Google it.
the record for SEC when y'all play SEC is 2-13 currently. So y'all won 2 games when y'all played the SEC and lost 13.
So guess what? No, I don't believe that.
Let's not forget. 5 years ago, Clemson walked y'all down in that bowl game.
So 2-13, I would have to disagree with that. Then again, I don't know the history or the facts behind it.
Okay, it's 2-13. I know it's hard to believe because y'all want to be the standard, and that's Alabama. But you know what I'm saying? When it comes to SEC play, y'all get exposed every single time. And this year, of course, y'all beat Texas.
Let's talk about that because as a program, Alabama is like the Bulls in the 90s. You guys were great when you had Saban. Just like the Bulls were great when they had Mike Pippen and everybody else, Robin, everybody. Y'all was great when y'all had Saban. Y'all was running the table. Y'all got all the recruits and everything. Post Saban, what have y'all done?
Post Saban just started. Let's just say that.
I mean,
but we can go back to Bear Bryant, who is arguably the best. They would say Saban now, but I mean, we can go back. Now, we done had the Schullers and all that. You know, we done went through some things.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
Bama is the standard. If you can beat Bama, you can keep your job. Do you agree? When Saban was there.
Ooh, yeah. I would agree. Between beating Alabama and who won the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry that year. Those are the 3 teams I would say where if you beat them or however that rivalry goes, that does determine your job for sure.
Right. So, but would you say the SEC is the best conference in terms of hardest?
Yes, I would say across the board. I would say the SEC sets the standard for college football. But I also, on the flip side, in the same breath, will say that the SEC needs to pick it up because these other conferences, especially with the additions and subtraction of these schools, they are making these other conferences powerhouses. I mean, you got to think, I don't know what's going on with the Pac-12, but whenever that does get sorted out, I mean, the way these teams are moving or these schools are moving, I mean.
Now, when you say pick it up, this is the first year SEC has not been in the title game. First year.
Oh, I mean, that's, give or take for sure. But
now I would agree NIL has definitely made it a level playing field.
For sure.
But let's not forget, Alabama program is very new under the new coach. It's a new system. I wouldn't even put a lot of criticism on him. I would give him a C this year in terms of what he did, and I didn't want him to come out undefeated. I told everybody that standard is too high.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, and they're getting a new quarterback next year.
Thank God.
You can't forget about the LSUs. You can't forget about the Georgia, Kirby Smart.
You 100%.
So when I look at that and I look at Ohio State Conference, you got Oregon. Everybody know Oregon is known for the jersey. They ain't nobody to be afraid of. Bo Nix was there. He was at Auburn. He clowned at Oregon, but he didn't clown at Auburn because it's a big difference.
Oh, I mean,
all I'm saying is I just want Ohio State fans to humble themselves. I have nothing. Listen, y'all make me sick every year because y'all just come out and just say the Ohio State. We are the program. Y'all don't play nobody.
The Ohio State, and we are
the University of Alabama.
We are the prestigious. We are the prestigious university. We as a university, Ohio State sets the standard, and that goes back years ago. We can go back to when Jesse Owens ran for Ohio State. So we can go way back. They just set the standard. Yes, that's where that pride comes in. You know what I mean? As far as we can go as far back as to Coach Woody and just talk about all the wins. And then you got the best rivalry in sports history, not just college football, but sports history between Ohio State and Michigan. And
would you say that as a Ohio person saying that's the best rivalry? Because I don't agree. I would say Auburn and Alabama.
100%. As far as you don't hear people calling Alabama and Auburn the game. Like Ohio State and Michigan.
What you do in the South? That's why I said that.
Oh no. Ohio State and Michigan is the game, like the game, 100%.
I would disagree. Coming from a Southern person,
it's 100% the biggest rivalry in sports history. Like we could take a poll. If you take a poll, what's the
y'all drop y'all comments down below and help me out because I wouldn't agree that that's the biggest rivalry. I would say Iron Bowl.
Ooh. Really?
I would say Iron Bowl. I would even say it's a bigger rivalry between LSU and Alabama. I wouldn't. Ohio State and Michigan, I guess maybe just me, or just help me out, Southern people. I ain't checking for that game.
I mean, you gotta think about it. It's the longest running rivalry.
I understand that part, but I'm not checking for that
game. Like that's the, like, even removing all fandom from it, that is the game. Like that is the biggest game. It's more to it than just football. It goes back to like land and who owned what part of what land, and just it goes way back. So yeah, that hatred it's real. Like it's bigger than football. Like,
how do you feel about y'all playing Notre Dame?
Oh, that's a dub.
That's a dub. You said it so quick. That's a dub.
That's a dub. I mean, you figure to be very humble as an Ohio State fan, they raise my blood pressure every year. Against Penn State, they make me nervous. Against Michigan, they make me nervous. And against Notre Dame, they make me nervous. Haven't played them too many times, but the times where we have won against them, they make. And I feel that there's some teams that just have our number. And if we don't game plan efficiently, it shows 1,000%. But what I will say on the flip side is, hey, we win when it count. Yeah, we took the L to, against Oregon by 1.
Y'all took the L to Michigan?
And we took the L to Michigan. They got our number for sure, but both of those games were gritty, type of games for sure. But shout out to them for get the dubs off on us for sure. But we spun the block on Oregon. We got that back when it counted. They could have that 1-point win or regular. You know what I mean? So I feel that we are the best team right now. We have been the best team in not college football, but in the playoffs. And Notre Dame, shout out to them. They have a Buckeye as a head coach. So it's going to be a dogfight for sure. It's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be similar to the Ohio State-Texas game. Like that game was a dogfight through and through. I mean, you figure score was 28-14, yes, but before the fourth quarter, that game was 0-0 through and through. So, and even looking at, even down to the stats. I mean, if you look at the stats, Will Howard, 289 yards passing. Quint Ewers had 283 yards passed. I mean, the top running backs were a difference between 4 yards. It was just a neck and neck game, just through and through, stats top to bottom. But the one thing that separated Ohio State from Texas was that defense in the fourth quarter, and that's what solely won us the game. You figure one possession.
I would disagree. I think that Sarkisian got a little bit too cute.
No.
1 yard separated y'all from losing and winning that game. 1 yard.
So?
Texas was on the 1 yard line. The play that Sarkisian called, it was too cute. It was too cute. You got 4 tries to get it to the end zone, and that's what you call.
I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's cute.
It's too cute. Y'all couldn't stop it all night, right? With Ohio State being the big Buckeyes, y'all supposed to blow these boys out.
Right.
1 yard separated that because y'all did a pickup and touchdown. 1 yard. If they would have won in that touchdown, they could have won it or they could have tied it. Simple. Yeah, it wasn't Ohio State was the better team.
No, it was 100%. And
it was some calls that could have went, and we're not gonna blame the refs. We're not gonna do that. But there's a lot of holding on y'all end too. But that one play to me determined that game. It wasn't y'all overpowered them. It wasn't none of that. It wasn't about stats to me. That 1 yard determined the game.
No. You can't bring stats into this. Like I said, if you want to talk about stats, I mean the stats through and through. Total yards: Ohio State 370, Texas 341. Passing yards 289, Ohio State 283, Texas. I mean yards per play: Ohio State 6.5, Texas 5. So the only thing that separated them was the rushing yards. We were up by 24 rushing yards. We had 81. They had 50. They had 58. So I mean, even down to the first downs, we had 18. They had 20. So it was through and through a nail biter to third down efficiency, to fourth down efficiency. Total plays were separated by 11 plays. It was just a nail biter for sure. So it was 2 great teams battling. That's what it was. And the better team won. Whether it was we made the right move at the right time, that makes you the better team, whether it's one play, whether it's half a play, whatever the case may be, whether it's time management, whether you use your timeouts at the right time. That's where all that little stuff comes into play when you have 2 great teams. Let's not forget, Texas was number 1 for a good portion of the year. Let's not forget about that. Like,
they were number 1 for a couple weeks, but they didn't play nobody in those couple weeks. But
I mean, what was it? It was about 3, right?
3rd week.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, they had their little run, and shout out to Quinn. He was once a Buckeye, so shout out to him for sure. But we had his number, and I feel like we had his number at the right time. It was a dogfight back and forth, but we had his number at the right time. And shout out to my boy Jack, man. Shout out to my boy Jack Schuer, man. Number 33. That number 33 is a number that whoever wears that number, I don't know what it is, but from Laurinaitis to Seward to anybody else past them that I can't even think about right now, that number 33 just holds weight within the Buckeye defense. It came through. It came through for us. Because to your point, that was the deciding play.
That was the deciding play. I watched that game the whole time. I didn't see nobody that had an advantage. I didn't see anybody. I mean, it was just a good game all the way around. And I'm hoping for the same thing against Notre Dame. I do have Notre Dame taking the win. But prove me wrong, Ohio State. That's what y'all got to do.
I'll tell you this. The way Will Howard has been playing, he's playing like the best quarterback in the country right now. Being of what's left in front of him, he is the better quarterback. Ohio State is going to have to come out on defense and set the tone, just like how they always do. But on the flip side, we cannot come out slow at all. We cannot come out slow on either side of the ball, but the defense has to set the tone because that's what gets us hyped up. You know what I'm saying? The Silver Bullets, you know what I'm saying? That's what we are. So that's because we always flying all over the court or over the field. Sorry. So it's going to be a nail biter for sure because Notre Dame ain't no slouch, and they have great coaching on that side. They have great coaching. You think about it, he is a Buckeye, so you have to give him that credit. You know what I'm saying? So January 20th, we're gonna see.
We're gonna see, and y'all can comment who y'all think gonna take it. Like I said, I don't have a dog in the fight. SEC is out. As y'all know, I go for all SEC teams postseason. So I'm going to roll with Notre Dame because my priest back home went to Notre Dame. Shout out to you. So anything you want to add, Smiley?
I would say it's going to be real sweet, being that we were the first team to win the inaugural college playoff system with the 4-man team. And we're going to be the first team, the 12-man set up in this inaugural game as well. So I think for me personally as a fan, yes, I'm claiming it. It's going to be sweet to win both of those inaugural games. But like I said, we'll see. We'll see. So
we shall see.
Just like you said, though, fans, everybody comment who y'all think going to win, and we'll go ahead and see. Even, let's spice it up. Throw the score in there, too, which I think the score is going to be as well. I think that'd be interesting, too. So let's see who's going to win, what the score is, and who knows? Might be a little treat for somebody who gets it right.
Yeah, once again, we love y'all. We thank y'all for tuning in. Sporty and Smiley. And y'all know how I do. Without further ado, peace.